service of CNC Worldwide.
The Daily is a service of CNC News and Jib Jab. Greetings, I'm Bud Lowell, and the full AccuWeather forecast is right across the top of this and every CNC local news page. Rochester's Strong Museum of Play has called a news conference for Tuesday morning announcing a $3 million investment by what it calls a prominent New York City-based organization. This will support high-tech renovations to the Strong. We'll have details on the CNC text pages when we get them. Meanwhile, the podcast must pod, so on we go. The 12th annual Xerox Rochester International Jazz Festival continues hot in downtown Rochester. That's got nothing to do with the weather. Thousands went downtown for the first weekend and last night's more laid-back Monday night shows. Tuesday night's headliners, David Byrne and St. Vincent, perform, and tickets were still available Tuesday morning. Also, there's a full lineup of shows for the downtown clubs and free outdoor shows on Tuesday, and the full schedule is on rochesterjazz.com. The Rochester City School District has called back 3 former principals known for running high-performance schools, and it has put them in charge of boosting student performance. Superintendent Bulgan Vargas says Ralph Spezio, Suzanne Johnston, and Ray Giamartino will be the city school's transformation team. Vargas says Spezio has agreed to go back to School 17 on Orchard Street as principal. Johnston, the president of Mercy High School's board, is going back to Wilson High as mentor to the current principal. And Giamartino, currently the superintendent of schools for East Rochester, will be responsible for leading the city school district's transformation effort. Spezio says he'll work to bring Enrico Fermi School 17 back to the high academic standards it used to maintain. Johnston is hoping to get Wilson back to being one of the top-performing urban schools. It once had a reputation that brought the first President Bush to visit in 1989. And Giamartino's role will be to put the district's efforts into a cohesive and well-thought-out plan to get low-ranking schools off the bottom of the list and moving up. Eastman Kodak Company has filed an amended version of its plan to get out of bankruptcy and reorganize, and this was just hours before a hearing on the plan was scheduled to begin Tuesday afternoon in federal bankruptcy court in New York City. This is essentially a fine-tuning of the plan the company filed a week ago. The plan spells out who gets paid what and when. As Kodak settles with the banks and the funds that loaned it money, it also determines who gets to vote on the plan, how they're going to be notified, and how the vote is to be run. The 291-page document also specifies how Kodak will be reorganized as a smaller company and who will be in charge of running things while that work is underway. Rochester police have identified the 2 men killed in an early Monday morning shooting incident in Rochester. Police say 31-year-old Jamia Singleton and 27-year-old Reggie Johnson got involved in a fist fight early Monday in a parking lot across from Club Network. At some point, somebody pulled a gun and the shooting started. Both victims were found around Cumberland Street and Central Avenue in different spots near the old Central Post Office. They were both taken to Strong Hospital but pronounced dead a short time later. The area where the victims were found is covered by a number of security cameras. Police have been reviewing that footage and interviewing people who were at the club, and they say they don't believe this was a random shooting. More gunfire in southwest Rochester Monday night when a person was found shot near the intersection of Flint Street and Jefferson Avenue. Police were called to the scene just after 11 Monday night. A wounded man was taken to the hospital by rural Metro ambulance, but police haven't released anything else so far. The Seneca County Sheriff's Office has identified the man shot to death in his home early Sunday as 61-year-old William Kenny. Sheriff Jack Stenberg says Kenny, who lived alone, was shot several times in the bedroom of his home on Hecker Road near the village of Waterloo. His neighbors heard gunshots about 2:45 in the morning and called 911, and Kenny was taken to Geneva General and pronounced dead there. The sheriff has no comment on possible motives, but they, again, don't think this was a random act. One of the leaders of a gang that controlled drug activity and terrorized people around Chamberlain and Garson Avenues in Rochester will serve 50 years in prison. Federal prosecutors say 23-year-old Derek Smith was a member of the Chain Gang, which was also known sometimes as the Wolf Pack. That gang was broken up in 2009 by a joint federal and local racketeering investigation. Members of the gang were charged with the shooting death of a 15-year-old girl in 2007 and the attempted murder of rival gang members. To the left of the player window, you'll find links to these and other stories, and at the bottom of the page, links you can use to post news and information directly to us. Next news is as it happens, updates are as necessary. I'm Bud Lowell, CNC News.